Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am really excited to share with you a little collaboration that I've been working on with Muse Beauty Pro. They are one of my favorite online retailers for makeup and makeup tools. And what I have collaborated with them on is a brush set. So I am a huge fan of their ESUM brushes. And if you are not aware, ESUM brushes are Muse Beauty Pro's in-house brushes. ESUM is basically Muse backwards. And I wanted to share with you the brush set. I also wanted to share with you the Muse Beauty Pro Holiday Shop that they have going on starting today. This shop is going to be up and running through December 27th, and they have 18 different bundled deals, and they are deals. I saw discounts up to 52%, and these include Viseart palettes, their ESUM makeup kit travel cases, which you guys know I love. I've done dedicated video to those. I did want to mention that this video is not sponsored. It's just a video I wanted to make because I love them so much and because of this special collaboration that we did together. So before I jump into the holiday shop and what's involved, let me go ahead and show you the brushes that are included in this set and give you the details on that. I will also be doing a demo of each of these brushes, and I'll leave that to the end of the video. If you are interested in taking a look at all of these brushes in action, I will leave a timestamp down below in my description box if you are interested, if you want to jump ahead. So my brush set is basically a curated eye brush set. I basically picked out my 6 favorite ESUM eye brushes, and there are 6 of them, and they're gonna come with a little hang tag with my picture on it, which is so surreal. And I wrote a few words about the brushes on the back there, why I picked them, why I love them. And each brush comes individually packaged like this, which is just amazing. I love these cases that these brushes come in. And because I have all of these brushes, I have them here. Let me just kind of talk through each of these brushes. So you've seen me use all of these brushes a lot. I'm trying to think maybe if you've seen me use one more than the other. No, I think you've seen me use all of these brushes a lot. I have been a very long time fan of ESUM brushes. I ordered, I believe, their eye brush set at least a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point, and they've just become staples in my makeup brush collection. I really love the quality of the brushes. I love the variety of the brush shapes, but there aren't so many that it gets overwhelming. So I did want to mention that 5 out of the 6 brushes, these, and of course I'll get into more detail, are natural haired brushes, and then this brush is a synthetic haired brush. All of these brushes are not dyed. 3 of them are sable hair, 2 of them are goat. And let me just talk about these 2 goat brushes first. So these are 2 blending brushes. They're pretty much the same shape. They're just smaller and larger. The S33, the S actually stands for soft goat. So these bristles are a little bit softer than these, which is a G designation, which is just straight up goat. So this is goat, this is soft goat, and this brush is S33. This is one of my favorite blending brushes. And I think I actually just talked about this in a recent video of mine, but I love the shape of this brush, and it's because it's so domed. A lot of blending brushes that I have, they seem to kind of come to a little bit of a point, and for me it just doesn't really work for my eye shapes. So I really like this soft domed curvature to the top of this brush, and I love that this is a soft goat, but it's not so soft that it doesn't pick up product. It's not so flexible that there's no kind of control to it. It really is just a wonderful workhorse blending brush. So that's the S33. I love it. And this G34 brush is it's basically just a larger version of that. I like using this, and probably because the hairs on this are just a little, I mean, they're still very soft, but the S33 is maybe just a little bit softer than this. And so what I like using this brush for is all by itself, no pigment or anything, and just using it to kind of blend out my shadow. Just, kind of in between steps. If I've laid down a transition shade and maybe I've put another color over it and I feel like they need to blend a little bit more, or maybe my transition hasn't really transitioned properly into my skin tone, I'll take this brush and just run it over. Clean, no shadow on there. And I think because these hairs maybe aren't quite as soft. It just does such a wonderful job blending. And I'll just drag the tips of the hair over whatever I need blended, and it just works beautifully. Again, you'll see all of this in the demo, which will be at the end of this video. And then I wanted to talk about the 3 Sable hair brushes in here. I am a huge fan of Sable hair brushes, and Sable hair is difficult to find. I was introduced to Sable hair I think through Giorgio Armani. They had like their blender brush. It used to be Sable hair, and then they switched over to synthetic, and Trish McAvoy has some Sable hair brushes as well. But when I saw that ESUM had Sable hair brushes, that's actually what prompted me to purchase their eye brush set. When I saw that they were Sable hair, I was like, oh my God. Finally, I found some like Sable hair eye brushes. So I purchased this set mainly for these. And we have 2 flat shaders, again, kind of like a small and a large. The W21, you've probably seen me use quite a bit to simply lay down some shadow. And then W23 is great for just like a larger area, maybe if I want to work on the outer portion of my lid. But what I love about Sable hair so much, and why I think they're great for these flat shader brushes, is that it just lays down product so smoothly. It really takes all the work out of it. There is absolutely, it's like you use one swipe over your lid, and it's like it's laid down evenly, it's blended out, it picks up a lot of product, but it doesn't just plop it all down at once. It's like magic. And additionally, what I love about Sable hair is that they're very, very resilient. I can brush them, I can be really rough with them, and they always come out looking brand new. Like they hold their shape really well. And if you've ever worked with Sable hair brushes, you know, like they're very stiff. You know, they're not like squirrel or even goat hair where it feels, you know, it feels like hair. These feel much stiffer, but smoother, and they just work in a way that you wouldn't expect them to work because of their stiffness. But Sable hair, they have like a larger cuticle, so they can hold more product. And they just work magically. So I love these brushes. The other thing that I love, I could just go on and on. The other thing that I love about Sable hair is that you can use them wet and dry. So I love using eyeshadows wet with these brushes because again, it just lays down just like a smooth kind of like liquid cream version of whatever eyeshadow you put on there. Maybe you sprayed it with Fix Plus, or you use some sort of like the ESUM mixing medium, like something like that. And it just lays it down like so perfectly. I just love these brushes so much. And then the last Sable hair brush that I have in this collection is the W36. You guys have seen me use this brush a lot, and I use it basically to deepen up the outer corner of my eye. You'll see me use it in the demo. And again, like the perfect hair choice for this style brush, I think, because again, Sable hair, it just grabs onto a lot of product, but it dispenses it in this very like slow and even and measured way, so that when you do something like use a very, very dark shadow, again, what I generally use this brush for, that's exactly what you want. You want that pigment, you know, you definitely want it, but you don't want it just plopped on the outer corner of your eye and then like spend the rest of your time blending. You want it sort of dispensed evenly, and that's what I do. I just press it down and then I just flick it in, and it just applies like dark shadow perfectly to the outer corners of my eyes. Whenever I have a dark shadow on like the outer corner of my eyes, guaranteed, I use this brush to just kind of place it on there and flick it in. So that's the W36. This is like one of my most prized possessions. I love this brush. And then finally, we have the synthetic hair brush, which is the T05. And this is dyed. Well, the tips of the hairs are dyed. That's not from my eyeshadow. And I like this for eyeliner. Again, another brush I know you guys have seen me use a gazillion times, but I really like using eyeshadow for my liner because I can use a brush like this. I can like really wiggle it into my lash line. I tend to have like thicker eyelids. So if I just draw a line, like use an eyeliner pencil and just draw a line over my lash line, it doesn't look like it's at the bottom of my lid. It looks like I forgot. It looks like I made a mistake and didn't actually line the lowest part of my lid, but it's because my eyelid is kind of thick, and so I love using a brush like this to get underneath my lashes and basically tightline. So for me, I kind of have to tightline, otherwise it looks like I forgot. It looks like I forgot something. So I always kind of work the brush like underneath my lash line here, and I just wiggle, and it just works it right into the base of my lashes. And then I'll go in and I'll just like kind of like tap it on top, you know, just kind of like fill it in a little bit. I'll use it to stamp my lower lash line if I want to add a little bit of, you know, liner down there. Just absolutely fantastic. I love this brush. It just works so beautifully. So that is my brush set. It's pretty much just a curation of my 6 favorite ESUM brushes. All of these are already existing in their line, and they are available individually. But if you purchase my set, you'll get it for $125 for all 6 brushes, and that's a 30% discount. So it's a really great time if you want to add some eye brushes to your collection, or maybe you're thinking you need to kind of like refresh your eye brush collection. I think this is a great starting point. Outside of these 6 brushes, I don't think you would need any other shapes. And again, you'll see in my demo, I use all of them and it's all I needed. What I also wanted to mention is I love ESUM brushes because they're made for makeup artists. So they are like workhorse brushes. Even though most of these are made out of natural hair, I don't feel like I have to be really precious with these brushes. I feel like I can wash them, you know, really quickly. I still try and take care of them, but some brushes in my collection, I feel like I have to baby a little bit. You know, they're a little bit more fragile. And as amazing as these brushes are, I just don't feel like I have to be very precious with them. And I love that. It's probably why I reach for these so often, because I know I can just like quick wash them and it's not a big deal. So that's another reason why I love these brushes. The quality of these brushes are amazing also. I've never ever had a hair shed out of these Sable hair brushes. I maybe have had 1 or 2, a couple shed out of the goat hair brushes. Nothing has ever come out of the synthetic hair brushes. And I actually asked ESUM, you know, if they could give me any information on where they're made specifically, and these are made in China. And Alphonse, who is one of the owners, I believe, of Muse Beauty Pro, but he's a makeup artist, and so he's the one that created these brushes, and it's very evident that he's a makeup artist, but he works directly with this factory in China, and they hand make these brushes, and the quality of these brushes are really reflected. You can tell that a lot of time, effort, and care have been put into these brushes. And I hope you guys enjoy the set. A link will be down below in my description box, but let's talk about the holiday shop, because this is pretty amazing. So there's going to be 18 different holiday bundles, which includes some amazing stuff. If you've been interested in some Viseart stuff, now is definitely the time to do it. Like if you've been interested in some Viseart palettes, now is the time. For example, you can get the Viseart Pro Vault, and it includes the Grand Pro Volume 1, 2, and 3. And normally, if you were to buy them separately, it would cost you $500. You can get them all together in this bundle for $3.99, and that's a 20% savings. And of course, they have like amazing gifts with like kits. Like if there's someone in your life that's maybe going off to cosmetology school, who's kind of getting into makeup artistry, there's tons of different options for you there. Of course, when you click on the holiday shop link, you'll see all of these things. But if you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, I'll have like individual pictures of all of these, probably in my stories, because I can only fit 10, I think, in a carousel on my post. And again, there's 18 here. So I'll have everything in my stories, kind of giving you a quick description of everything and just kind of details, but a lot more than what I'm sharing with you today. Otherwise, this video would be too long. But I did want to share with you like my pick from the holiday gift shop. So Muse Beauty Pro was kind enough in sending me this little holiday gift, and this is the holiday selfie ready gift. I think this is amazing. This is an amazing stocking stuffer, an amazing under the tree gift, an amazing treat yourself gift. This set is $55, and it includes this Glamcore Ricky Cutie mirror, and it's this little guy. I'm trying not to blind you. It's this little guy right here, and these lights light up. There's actually 3 different settings. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then it turns off. There's a button back here that you press for that. There's also a little kickstand back here if you want to kind of put this little mirror down on a table. And then what's really cute is there's this little thing on the bottom of the mirror here. So here's the top, here's the bottom. So if you press up and let go, what drops down is this little like finger holder basically, and it swivels. So you can kind of hold this mirror out very, very easily because this mirror takes up the entire like housing. So there's nowhere really to kind of like hold it without getting your like fingerprints all over it. So this handle is so, so handy. And of course, you know, you can hold it any which way makes you comfortable. You can even just hold it like this if you want. It just really makes it very easy to work with this little mirror. And I love it. It also comes with a little USB cord, so it's rechargeable, which is awesome, especially if you like to travel. And it comes with this little case, so the mirror doesn't get scratched up. So you just slide it in there, and it sits beautifully in this little case. So this is one thing that's part of that set. And then it also comes with your choice of a dual-ended lip liner. So ESUM just came out with these dual-ended pencils. There are eyeliners and there are lip liners. And what's great is you can choose which color you want. So there's the one that's nude, there's the one that's plum, and then the third option is red. So don't forget to check out their holiday makeup shop. It is really, really amazing. The deals that you get are incredible, and I will break it down on my Instagram for you guys as well. But let's go ahead and move into the demo where I can show you all 6 of my favorite ESUM brushes in action. So I'm going to start with the S33 brush, and this is the domed blender brush, and this is made out of goat hair. I'm going to use the Grand Pro Volume 3 palette from Viseart. I'm going into this color. I'm going to use this as a transition shade, and I'm just going to start to add a little bit of dimension right here above my eye, my socket line basically. And then I'm going to go into this like teal shade up here. It's kind of in this light blue column. And I'm going to go in with the same brush, the S33. And I'm just going to start to deepen up my outer corner. Viseart shadows are incredibly pigmented, so I like to take it a little bit slowly. I'm going to grab some of this olive shade down here, again with the S33 brush. I'm just going to go in with the tips of the bristles here. I just want to use this green to help transition the blue into that orange shade. Next, I'm going to take my W23 brush, and this is a Sable hair like flat shader brush. I would say this is like a medium size, medium to smaller size. There is a smaller one in my set, the W21 brush. That's the smallest one, but I'm going to go in with this one, and I have the Grand Pro Volume 2 out, and I want to add a little bit of fun here. So I'm going to go in with this peachy shade right here, and I'm just going to press and swipe this color on. The color has the most beautiful golden sheen to it. And then next I'm going to grab this like lemon color. I'm going to take my W21 brush. This is the smaller flat shader brush. I'm going to go into that color, and I'm going to kind of blend out the edge of the orange where it meets the blue, because in this yellow there's some like bluish toned duochrome in there. It's so, so pretty. And I feel like it just feeds right into that teal color really beautifully. Okay, I'm going back into Volume 3, and I've taken the W36 brush. This is Sable hair, and it's a round ferrule, but it has this angled top to it, and it just makes adding dimension to my outer corner so, so easy and fast. I know you guys have seen me use this brush 1,000 times. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into this deep color here, right above the teal that I used initially. And I'm just going to dip the tips of the bristles in, wiggle it just a little bit. I just want to pick up a little bit, just a little bit. Tap off any extra. And I'm gonna place this on the outer corner here, kind of wiggle it a bit, and then flick. All right, so I added quite a bit of pigment there. These Viseart shadows are not to be trifled with. There's a lot of pigment in these shadows. So I'm gonna take the G34 brush, which is like a larger version of this S33 brush. And I like to use this brush clean to just kind of soften edges and blend things out. That is probably how you've seen me use this brush the most. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm just going to, again, I like to let the tips of the bristles really do all the work. I don't really like, you know, really like smashing the brush into my face. And I'm just going to lightly dust it over that darker shade and make sure it's softened up a little bit and blend it in. All right, and last but not least, I'm gonna take the T05 and I'm gonna use this to line my eyes. I love using this. It's like a stamping tool. It's not really like a very tiny kind of like liner brush where, you know, you use it to drag across your lash line. This is really, really best used to kind of like stamp and like wiggle and really get it into the base of your lash line, which is what I need. So I'm gonna go back into that dark shade that I just used, this one, like the darkest teal here. I'm gonna just wiggle my brush in there. Again, a lot of pigment in these Viseart shadows, so I'm just going to be careful not to pack on too much. Of course, tap off any excess. And then I usually start underneath my lash line and kind of press it up. And then I just stamp right above the lash line. Gonna do the same thing for the lower lash line. And then one last little touch, I'm gonna go in with the W21 brush. This is the one that I used to put down that like yellowy shade with the blue duochrome, but I'm gonna go in and use the tips of this and go into this shiny peach shade that I put down. I'm just gonna use the tips of the bristles, and I just wanna bring a little bit of that down into the lower inner corner of my eye here. And add a little bit to the inner corner here. All right, I'm gonna finish up my makeup and I will be right back. So here is my final makeup look. Everything will be down below in my description box, everything that I have on my face. And of course, links to my brush set and links to all of the holiday gift sets in the Muse Beauty Pro Holiday Gift Shop. Amazing, amazing deals. Thank you so, so much. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.